afternoon, everybody. What is going on? I am jeffgrantMEDIA. In today's real user review, we are going to be taking a look at the Mystery Ranch In-N-Out 19. Now, to begin with, I am not affiliated with Mystery Ranch in any way. I'm not being paid to say anything positive or negative about this bag. I bought this with my own money, used off of the eBay. So if you want to see my unboxing and first impressions video, you can go ahead and click on right up there. But with the little disclaimer out of the way, let's start by hitting up some specs of the bag. The bag itself comes in at $79 USD from Mystery Ranch and comes in a variety of colors. The In-N-Out 19 comes in at 19 liters or 1,145 cubic inches. It comes in at 0.9 pounds, but as you can see here, mine is actually 0.85 pounds. And as I mentioned in my unboxing video, they will generally round up the base weight of the product, so it's not false advertisement that they're saying it weighs 0.9 pounds and actually weighs like a whole pound. So if it comes in under, that's okay. If it comes in over, that's generally a bad thing. It has one side water bottle pocket, two tool carry loops. This means you can carry things like an ice axe or trekking poles. It features side compression, and it's constructed of 100D Cordura mini ripstop nylon, and it comes equipped with YKK zippers. And the bag is packable. Simply unzip the front pocket and start turning it inside out. And as you do so, you will begin to pack the bag into its own pocket. Now, I personally prefer when a packable bag packs into its own pocket as opposed to coming with an extra stuff pocket. I find that to be a little bulky because then you tend to end up carrying that extra pocket or the extra bag around, and it's something else to lose, misplace, and they generally don't stuff as well. So I like when they go into their own pocket because it's less to carry. It makes the bag a little more convenient to use. Stuffing these things is not pretty, but you just got to keep working it, and eventually it goes in. And the one thing I do really like about this bag is that it is that stretchy front pocket, so it does help to actually pack the bag. And then once it's in, you'll notice the zipper is a dual-sided, zip it a little bit here. It's a dual-sided zipper, so it zips from the out and the inside, so you can actually pack it all in, because if you didn't have that, especially if you hang it from your loop, eventually gravity is going to pull this bag out and it's all just going to kind of drop and fall. So I've had plenty of bags where the zipper isn't double-sided, so you really can't close it up and compact the bag, because once it's in there, you can see it's a little lumpy and bulky now, but once you get it all tucked in and zipped up, you can actually kind of work it a little bit and flatten it out. It's one little end of the backpack, the strap. See, once it's in there, you can work it. It can really kind of flatten it out and mellow it and kind of push it in the sack a little bit deeper. And then you can make it a little bit more compact. And then when you're done with it being stuffed and you're ready to use it, just unzip and pull the bag right back out. Good to go. Okay, now with the spec rundown out of the way, we're gonna go ahead and start the actual real user review. We will start with the negatives, go into the neutral points, the positives, and then we will wrap up by telling you how I use the bag and my final thoughts. So let's go ahead and get into it. And to be honest, I only really have one negative with this bag, and that is the water bottle pocket. First of all, there's only one. There's not one on the other side of the bag, which would add a little bit to the weight, but not enough to really break the bank, and I could still be packable even with another mesh pocket on the side. But mostly the way it functions. You see, it has this awkward shape to it. It's wider up top, and then it narrows out to the bottom of the bag. You can see it kind of comes to this point. Now, if you're using, say, a regular water bottle, it seems to fit pretty good. And then even when you start using like a Camelback chute, it still fits pretty good. But the problem comes when you try to get anything larger than that. And instead of me refilming the same thing, take a look at my unboxing clip. Here's where it gets tricky. Once you get up into these 32-ounce Nalgene style water bottles, as you can see, it does fit in there, but it is far from the bottom of the bag. You can kind of cram it in there a little bit, and you can get a lot of it in there, but if it's any thicker than this, it's going to be a little bit harder to get the bottle in because this is pretty maxed out right now. And on top of that, it's not one-handed accessible. So even with the Camelback chute that fits in here pretty well, it's really hard to get that bottle in without using two hands and having a little bit of a struggle. Even though this is like a stretchy mesh material, there's actually a little band of elastic in here. It's probably about 1 inch wide. That's it right there. And that's what kind of holds the top in. So it's not actually the stretchy material, it's this band of elastic. And it's just kind of, the fabric's kind of looped over, so it's just kind of in there. So it doesn't sit quite nicely in there, and you kind of have to wrestle with that little piece of elastic to get anything into the bag. Now that's really the only negative I had with the bag. Now a neutral point is going to be this front pocket. Now I love this front pocket. I love having the stretchy material. It's stretchy, so it really helps when you're packing the bag out. But I think I got a little bit spoiled when I was using my Gossamer Gear Vagabond Jet because it has like a Durastretch front pocket, which a lot of like UL packs do, but the zipper's not there. So it's just this large pocket. You can really stuff a lot into it. But this, you're a bit restricted simply because the zipper makes it rigid at the top, so you don't have any elasticity to the top of the bag. So you can't fit as much as I think you would normally be able to fit in here because it has the zipper. But the zipper is there because this is the packable pocket. So without that zipper there, once the bag is packed, if you're hanging it from the hanging loop, then gravity could just make the bag fall right out. So I like having the zipper there. I just wish that maybe the zipper might have been just a tad wider. I feel like if it came across the front of the bag a little bit more, it would just give you a little bit more accessibility to really stuff this mesh pocket. But it's a neutral point. It's not a deal breaker by any means. I think personally I just got spoiled by how big and stretchy that Vagabond pocket was, and I can really overload it, and I really, really liked that feature. And honestly, that's it for the negatives and the neutral points of this bag. And to start off the positives about this bag, I mentioned this as my neutral point, but it's actually probably my favorite feature of the bag. It's this front pocket here. It's got this nice stretch, so you can fit a lot into it. Yes, the rigid zipper does restrict how much or how large of things you can get in there, so it does restrict it a little bit, but because it's fairly big and it is stretchy, you can actually stuff a lot in here. I generally was throwing snacks in here, whether it being for a hike or using this as a dad bag. Like to throw a lot of the snacks in there. Actually had, I think I had my first aid kit in here when I was hiking with it. So the first aid kit was on the outside, and then I could put a couple snacks in there as well. Another feature, I like this in all day packs, but I love the daisy chaining because you can put things like little carabiners for attaching things like hand sanitizer on there, or I think this is a necessity for all dads. This is just, it's a Night Eyes S-clip, but this one's a bottle opener because you never know when you're gonna have to crack a cold one. Because let's face it, hiking, it's strenuous and you need to rehydrate, and chasing around a 2-year-old, it's exhausting and you need to rehydrate when you're done. And the shoulder straps, while it's a packable day pack, so they are not padded, it is this nice like air mesh material. So they did carry very nicely. They were comfortable. It is only a 19-liter bag, so you're generally not carrying a ton of weight in this bag. So you're not really going to be weighed down. So the fact that they're not padded, because again, it's a packable bag, isn't really a big deal because the straps, they're wide enough. They have the S curve to them, so they sit comfortable, and it does have the sternum strap to really help you kind of tighten that load up if you're carrying a few extra things. Like when you're hiking with your wife, your daughter, and your dog, you generally have a bunch of fluids in the bag, so it does get a little heavier at the beginning of the hike. As you go, obviously all that stuff empties out, but bonus points if you just hike near a creek or a lake and your dog can just drink fresh water, because my dog would much prefer to drink out of the river than he would out of the bottle. So sometimes I don't have to carry water for my dog because he takes care of himself. And lastly, one of the biggest positives for me, and this might be personal, but is this colorway, the Mystery Pop colorway. I just love that it's just the plain black and gray bag, but with these accent colors. You got your blue, your orange, and your green. It just sets it off a little bit, and I feel like it just makes the bag stand out just enough that it doesn't look like a plain Jane, but not too much that it looks like you're carrying a neon sign on your back. Now we're gonna move on to my 3 main uses of this bag, what I carried and what I liked about the bag for each scenario. My main use for this bag was as a dad bag, and as you can see, this is my loadout of essentials. I have spare clothes for her, a few spare clothes for me, because sometimes when those hands are dirty and you don't get a wipe quick enough, your shirt, it just becomes the wipe, and then you're all sticky and dirty and you gotta change your own shirt. That black bag is my diapers and wipes. Always gotta carry extra masks for us. A first aid kit is necessary. And always make sure to load up your child's first aid kit with Band-Aids of their choice. Mine is loaded up with Toy Story and Disney's Frozen. And the hand sanitizer is always attached to the bag. And as a dad bag was my main use of this bag. And I really, really liked it for the size and the fact that it's packable, so it didn't have a lot of rigidity to it. But for how it actually carried, let's just go ahead and jump to Jeff in the field. So this is dad bag park tests. Now we did try to go to a much bigger park, one that has slides that are like 2 stories high. Really, they're built for bigger kids and not 2-year-olds, but this 2-year-old absolutely loves it. Yes, baby. So the slides are super tall. There's lots of areas to run and climb and crawl, and there's like ladders and stuff. And the thing, I love my Cotopaxi Tall. That's a great dad bag. It's great for the park, but for a park like that, the one I wanted to test, yeah, baby, the one I wanted to test, that bag gets in the way because you're chasing her through this kind of maze of playland, and the sling, when you're bending over, it kind of falls forward, it gets in the way, and then when you try to sit on the big, huge slides, because I still don't trust this one, yeah, baby, on the big, tall slides alone, it gets in the way, where the backpack generally doesn't. But I really wanted to test the In-N-Out 19 because the size of it is just like, to me, it seems like it's gonna be perfect. Yeah, baby, we'll go to that park once it's open again. It's gonna be perfect because it's not gonna be as bulky as some of the other bags that I've used. And so when you're trying to crawl through these small spaces or go up these ladders, there's no buggies, baby. Or go down the slide, this bag sits a little higher on my back. I don't think this is gonna drag on the slide or get caught in that maze of child playland. But we're going to run around on this thing a little bit once we're done on the swings. Missed. So we will give it a full test that we can today. Go ahead, go through the tunnel. I'll come through too. There's no bugs in here. Well, I'm climbing through a thing with the In-N-Out on it. It's not too bad. I did get a little stuck in the end, but I do fit through this tunnel, and there's not a lot of space in here. Okay, it's a slide test. It's not a big one, but I'll know if the bag drags. My butt barely fits. Whoa, the bag did not drag. Hi, babe. And yes, I still fit through those tiny tubes meant for children with the bag on my back, because sometimes they want you to chase them, or they're stuck, or they just want you to follow them and play or go to the other side. So you can crawl through those tunnels with the In-N-Out on your back. So the main positive about this as a dad bag is the size being 19 liters, perfect. It fits everything that you need. You can get your diapers, your wipes, your juices, your first aid kit, extra clothes, because you always need extra clothes for the kid. And like I said, you generally need some extra clothes for yourself. All the incidentals like snacks and masks and hand sanitizer all fits in here. And because it's a packable bag, you don't have like a frame sheet or big bulky padding anywhere. So it's pliable. You can fit into these tiny spaces. You can run and chase the child, and the bag stayed secure on me. It was comfortable the entire time, and I didn't have to think about or try to pull the bag off to fit through that tube, because it was great. It fit down the slide. Wish I could have went to the big mammoth park, but sometimes they still keep these things closed. Moving on, my next use for the bag would be as a day hiking pack. And in my loadout, I have a little bit larger first aid kit. I generally have a bottle of water for me and my wife, the juice for my daughter, snacks. I always throw this bag with sunscreen and bug spray and stuff in every day pack. And I always keep my Ziploc bag with state park maps with me because that way I can just grab the bag and go. I don't have to go and sort through the maps to find the correct one for the park we're heading to. I just always have them with me. Now, as a day pack, it was great. It was the perfect size. I could fit everything I needed in there. I could easily carry it. It was comfortable to wear. Sternum strap kept it from swaying, especially one of the hikes we went on. There was a lot of ice, so there was a lot of this going on, and it stayed completely fine on my back. It was comfortable. The only thing that's lacking like a day pack is because it's packable and there's no structure. If you take it off and you set it down, the bag just kind of crumples into a lump on the ground, which, I mean, isn't the best thing, but it's a packable day pack. It's by no means a deal breaker, but yeah, if you set it down, it's gonna just clump. But the simple solution is like carry a hero clip or just try to hang it off a tree, and then you could just access everything you need without it turning into a clump on the ground. But as a day pack, it was great. It felt good on my back. It was comfortable. Again, it carried everything I needed. So as a day pack, I'm gonna go ahead and give it 2 thumbs up. It was comfortable, functional, and I really, really liked it. Now, my third use of this bag was as an EDC. Now, this bag, it's not really meant as an EDC. This isn't the bag you're gonna carry to the office every day for weeks, for months on end, but I tried it that way. So my regular daily EDC loadout is as follows. I have a notebook, I have a journal, I have a first aid kit, I always keep the extra masks with me, I have my admin pocket, a couple odds and end pockets carry things like a headlamp, extra pens, and all my random things that I carry with me on a daily basis. Now, I did carry my laptop in this. I think I did it 2 days. It was in the beginning of my EDC. Now, the laptop does fit inside a padded sleeve inside the bag with the tech pouch. And as you can see, I am lacking a few of my everyday carries, and that's because the laptop itself is a little bit heavier, especially once you put the tech pouch in there. So without having padded shoulder straps, I didn't want to overload the bag and hurt my shoulders or do any damage to the bag. So I carried the minimum those days I had to carry the laptop, but the laptop did fit completely fine inside its padded sleeve. I didn't put it inside the water bladder case. I just put it inside the case, inside the bag. It carried fine. It was comfortable to wear. I only did it, I believe it was 2 days. Definitely 1 day, but I'm pretty sure I carried it 2 days because I don't always need to bring my laptop with me to work. I do have a desktop I use at work. Sometimes I have to do a few other things and I bring my laptop with me. So I don't always carry it, but when I do, I know the In-N-Out 19 can handle it. So in summation, I really like the Mystery Ranch In-N-Out 19 bag. I like the Mystery Pop colorway. I sought out this colorway specifically because I liked this Mystery Pop colorway. It just adds a little bit of flair. I mean, it's your standard black bag. It still blends in enough when I was EDCing it, but having the blue and the orange and the green just as some like accent colors, I really, really liked it. I was looking for this colorway, but I'm satisfied with the bag. I mean, for $79, it's a hell of a deal. I think you could get packable bags that maybe might be a little bit lighter and usually around you can get them around a $50 price range. You can get some REI stuff for pretty cheap, but Mystery Ranch, it's a great brand. They always have good quality. I've only had one other bag that I absolutely love the build quality and the functionality. It was just the bag was just a little too small for my needs. So instead of me forcing it to work for me, I moved it along. Hopefully in the future I could pick up another Tri-Zip Mystery Ranch, but the quality of this thing, I mean, it's great. It's held up. I've been using this a lot, maybe not every single day, but just about over the past month and a half. But anyway, very satisfied with the Mystery Ranch In-N-Out 19. I would totally recommend this if you're looking for a packable bag, a day pack, or a dad bag. This is working really, really well as a dad bag. I'm gonna filter this in as my full-time dad bag for right now. I'm gonna really, really put it through the test because when you're chasing around a toddler, you put a lot of strain on not only your body, but all the stuff that you're carrying with you. So I'm really gonna be testing this thing out, some hardcore coming as a dad bag because now it's getting warm. So there's lots of parks. There's gonna be some play dates with trusted friends. And we're gonna be doing some more hiking. So this, even though I'm using my dad bag, it's gonna be my dad bag day hike. So I'm satisfied. If you are looking at or thinking about picking up a Mystery Ranch In-N-Out 19, I say yeah, pull the trigger on the bag. It's a great bag, very satisfied with the bag. I think I paid like $50, $45, $50 for it on eBay. but even for $79 brand new, it's totally worth it. It's a great bag. So if you like this video and any other videos, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash that big red button and ring that bell right next to it so you get notifications next time I post a brand new video. Good night.